All right, guys, welcome back. We are now in the top 8, seeing Kilmeny versus Yehosera, seed 5 versus 4. This is a matchup of two players of really high caliber. Both of these players have played at the World Championships in Japan multiple times. I believe Kilmeny has played twice, and Yehosera 3 or 4, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, this will be an interesting matchup. It's Cat 4 Yuna versus a Water Lightning Monster deck. We did see Yehosera play on stream yesterday against Jeremy Kunsen, who is also a world level player, playing Mono Tierra, Mono Earth, sorry. And Yehosera did win that game 2-0. So really high level talent here. And the winner of this will reach top 4. And have a chance to get their invitation to the Worlds this year. Right now, we're just waiting for the judges to pass out the deck lists. Players will have about 2 minutes to check. And then I will collect the deck list from our stream table, and we will begin the match. I believe both players yesterday were 4-2. Let me just double check their Swiss records. Oh no, both 5-1. Sorry, both were 5-1. Obviously, yeah, five seed, 4 seed. So yeah, should be an interesting matchup here. Both know how to play in high pressure moments, so should be interesting. Thank you guys for joining. If you're not following the channel already, please give the channel a follow to help support Coach Strife, who has also made it to top 8. We're using his Twitch channel. He really tries to help the game grow in Spain by doing spoiler reviews, deck talks, talking about tournaments. So yeah, please give him a follow. Coach Stripe, he won 2-0. Aganao. So right now so let me check out the matchups. The matchups we have right now are Mono Earth versus Warriors. We have the Wall Mirror. We have Yuna versus the Braska Siren deck, and then we have our feature match Cat 4 Yuna versus Lightning Water Monsters. All right, we are ready to start. So here we go. We have Romain the judge sitting at the table of our feature match today. So we'll be monitoring the entire game. He has come from France to help us out. He also has he's been to Japan to help out with side events and things like that. So lots of experience from the judge. right, so let's see what we've got in hand. All right, so we're going to start with the Tomberry. But we're not going to have a backup from the Witch. All right, we're going to play the Realm. Probably search some draws here. I would imagine just thinking about the Marlboro. Yeah, we're going to get the Marlboro and probably a... Okay, yeah, we're going to get the Moth Slasher. So likely not going to see those come down. Yeah, he's got nothing left in hand, so yeah, we'll see nothing else come down. 3 monsters, limit break, realm, and 2 monsters on the field. Let's see what Yuna can put together. We do have the Sid in hand already to search out. Got a Miwa as well. I think Kilmeny just wants to plan this. The thing with the Unidex is it's got a very high ceiling. I think it's a pretty technical deck. We have some screen shake. Let me pop over there and let them know. 1 second, guys. I'll just text Romain to tell them. This Romain's at the table. Okay, looks like that's sorted out. Yeah, he said I'll start slamming the table, making it shake even more. So we're gonna so we started out with the Thor. Then now we've got the Rosa down. We did take 3 damage already for the Unideck. So we are going to be able to play the Cecil, discarding just 1 card because of the Yuna effect. Sorry, not Yuna effect, the Rosa effect. We're gonna search out the Wind Cecil first, and then I believe we're going to stack the damage. Yeah, we're gonna stack the damage afterwards, Albie, I believe. Okay, so in reaction to the search, We're going to pitch the Marlboro to the Cecil. And we might, yeah, so we're going to pitch the Moth Slasher as well. No, sorry, the Marlboro is going to take care of the Rosa. Pitch the Moth Slasher as well to get rid of the Cecil. Search the other Moth Slasher. And the damage still has to come, right? So we're going to so they're talking about the damage now. Yeah, so yeah, we pitched the Marlboro at the beginning to remove the effect, and then we pitched the Moth Slasher with the Witch to finish it off. Rosa died to the Marlboro, so that was a way to clean the table. But Kilmeny does search the other Wind Cecil and draw one, sorry, and now we will see the experts come through, which is going to search the Yuna. We got the Shinra experts draw. Romain clarifying the order of the stack. Jordy drew because of the damage that comes in. Because it's the damage that's coming now. But I think Romain is saying that the damage is first and then the draw comes after. Yeah, so we've switched the draw that was the Expert's Shinra for the Porum that he drew before the damage. So just to make things clear, based on the stack here, Jordy drew first instead of the damage for the original Cecil that was played about 5 minutes ago, when he should have done the damage first and then drawn. Yeah, we can see it when we're getting to these more high caliber games, when the judge is there, these slight misordering of stacks are not going to happen, where these things may have occurred in a Swiss match. Here we've got all eyes on the match, making sure everything is ordered properly. So we do see the Yuna, we do see the Palom, so we do get an opportunity for some damage pings coming a bit later. Jordy just reaching for some dice to mark the Palom, counters on the Palom. We are immediately going to pitch the Moth Slasher to kill the Yuna. We will pay the Cecil cost, which is a cancel Leviathan. We're going to turn the Yuna to freeze the Tomberry. And then Yuna will die, and we will search the third Moth Slasher. So that is the last Moth Slasher that we'll see come from the deck. Now we'll pass turn to Yehosera. Gonna activate our forwards. Tomberry will dull here. Just checking the break zone potentially for Cloud, perhaps? Just giving this one a long think. So the Yuna deck is not in a terrible position, I think. I don't play it personally, but I have played against it quite a few times. And it kind of does what Wall does, is it really is able to set forwards out really quickly, even from positions where you think you might have an advantage. So let's see what Yehosera does here. While Yuna is not on the field. All right, we're just going to pass turn here, so we're going to be more reactionary rather than aggro. Just checking the limit break here for potentially. Let me see what does he have. So Kilmeny has a Noctis, Lunafreya, Titus, Leo, Emperor, Leonara, Vajrahara. I'll just call it Wolf. It's easier, and a Sid Highwind. So we're gonna pull for the Lunafreya. Likely looking for an X burst that's gonna search us the Yuna. Although this turn we won't be able to play it. We do see the Tyro come down. Yeah, we're going to take the Tyro, search the Yuna, and then play the... Yes, we will be able to play the Yuna. He's just maybe counting, seeing what he's got. Looks like there's one Earth Cecil and 2 Wind Cecils already in the break zone. So the third one is on the field. This surely is a Yuna, or a... It's going to have to be the Yuna, right? Yeah, he's thinking about it, but it surely is going to be the Yuna. I suppose he was maybe thinking about a Porum here, or a Y'shtola, because he did hesitate, but I think the Yuna is the right play here. Okay, so yeah, the Yuna is going to come down. The Porum is, for the Palom, is going to gain another counter, getting it a little bit closer to the opportunity to deal out some damage. I wish I could see what is in Yehosera's hand right now. Both these players have been playing with their hand face down on the deck. Sorry, on the mat throughout most of this. When it's not their, even when it is their turn, visualizing every aspect, I suppose. So Kilmeny is just organizing. We're gonna attack with the Moth Slasher. We are. So Kilmeny is just gonna consider, what does he do here? Does he dull the Realm and the Witch? Do we block with the Lunafreya? There are no monsters to pitch. Okay, so we block with the Cecil. And we're casting the Ixion from hand to kill the two costs. So that's going to drop the Yuna and the Palom. He will have to pay 2, which will be both his cards in hand, which looks to be a Astrologian. And yeah, we're going to pay the Astrologian. If he forces the next pay, that opens up to 2 damage. Will take us to 6. Takes us to 6. So Yeah, we are gonna. Ah, okay. So we're gonna duel instead of forcing the pay to save us from the damage. We'll take one more damage to 5. Yeah, we're gonna hit with the realm, and there's the Earth Cecil in the damage. So we're up to 5 damage now for the Yuna deck for Kilmeny. That is the second Yuna in the break zone. Perhaps he was there looking at the Noctis revive. Okay, we are gonna throw the Palom. I believe that's the Palom. Yeah. And pass turn. So likely any first effect that comes in will be responded to with the Palom. We have the Lena here in hand. So we're going to discard to play Akpau to draw. We drew an Odin. The Odin 9 cost that lets you discard lightning from the break zone to lower the cost to 3. So the Akpau does give us an opportunity to pitch for with the Witch to activate the ability. So we're going to do a party attack with the Realm. And we're going to kill the abilities of the Witch in reaction in the attack phase. Now we're going to select our blocker. The Tomberry, is it a 5k? Is the Tomberry a 5k? It is a 5k, yeah. So we're going to let it pass. That's going to take us to 6th. It is an X burst. I believe that Sid is an X burst? Or is Sid Polina not an X burst? It's not. No, I thought it was. It is not. So that takes us to 6. 1 damage from lethal. Which does not have her abilities for this turn. We're gonna pass. Before we pass, he just wants to see the break zone. I think just checking the monster count, perhaps. I know Yehosera still, for monsters, we have another Apkalu, we have another Malboro, and we haven't seen the blue worms or the Melusina yet. So there are quite a bit still left in the deck. It looks like we drew I think we drew a Miwa, a Pain, and a Rosa. So that Pain can search the third Yuna. We could pay for it. We could play the Pain and the Yuna this turn. Just that quick check to that limit break makes me wonder if we're thinking about a Leo. So this is going to be the Pain, I believe. Yeah, so we are going to see the Pain. Get the thumbs up for the search. Gonna search the Yuna. It is in there. It can be a little nerve-wracking when you're sifting through the deck for your final copy of a card and you don't see it on the first on the first check. Makes you doubt if it's in there. But yeah, no problems here. We're gonna drop the Yuna, 5 forwards on board. We can do some dole action with her, which will allow us. We are gonna pitch immediately the Akpalu. And we're going to, on the stack, cancel that with the Porum And then the Cecil is going to force the pay. Then we're going to duel the forwards, and the Yuna will die, yes. Yeah, I think so. I thought that the witch was blanked in that process there. I think it might just have been one of the steps in the process that just slipped through. We have seen that a few times this tournament. You get caught up in the process in your head, like seeing some wall players play a Ferris on damage 2, thinking they were on damage 3. Those types of mistakes can come to bite you. So we are gonna see. So this was, what was this? Was this pitching the Marlboro and playing the Odin? Is that what we saw here? We're gonna have to block with the Porum, because if not, we're at damage 7, putting Yuna in a really tough situation because yeah, he's gonna scoop here. We're gonna go to game 2. So game 1 goes to Yehosera, who is on the Water Lightning deck. Yeah, I think Kilmeny did make a mistake there by not blanking the witch. Perhaps he thought he had already done it, or passed turn a little bit too early. I think he'll be regretting that one. But this is a best of 3, so we'll see what happens in the next 2 matches. It is still possible. Yeah, I see Eureka in the chat. I know you're a big developer of the Una deck. I know you mentioned that you hate it. So you can probably give some insight on how this matchup looked based on your experience with the deck. I think we all can agree that witch misplay, the Porum not blanking, the witch there probably cost him the game here. But after that, I don't know if Kilmeny was in a position to catch up. Let's see what we draw here. We've got the Moth Slasher, we've got the Leviathan, we've got an Odin. We drew a lot of summons and a block light. Yeah, we're gonna have to mulligan that. That was not a good draw. This time a Marble. We have the Witch and we have the Lena. Okay, that's a much better hand here to start out with for Yehosera. Kilmeny will go first this round, paying 6 for the Thorlin. We're going to search, I guess, the Rosa. If that's what we need. We're going to search the Kalmia. Okay, so this is the counter that we have for the Witch deck. Yeah, much different game now. So I talked to Kilmeny before the game, and he did mention that this was the tactic that he teched for the monster matchups. But I don't know why we didn't get it searched last round. I think it went to damage. If I remember correctly, I think the Kamiya was in that early damage. Those early 3 damages that Yehosera got off with the Tomberry, the Realm, and the Moth Slasher. So different game, yeah. Pitching the Gao for the Lena. That's going to give him a draw on every X burst. that comes through, playing the Kalmia. So now anything that Kilmeny plays will be protected from the Witch discard, which lowers the forward by 7,000 damage, effectively killing anything that has less than 7,000 or 7,000. Okay, so we're gonna play the Leo here, draw a card from the deck. Just trying to get some economy going here. We did draw the blue. We have 2 blue worms in our hands, so I think we'll see one of those come down for another. Oh no, okay, we're gonna play the Chadley. This Chadley searches us a summon, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so we're gonna take the Ixion. So this is another recourse that Yehosera has for the Una deck. He's able to throw the summon, kill any all 2 costs, and pay extra if he like to kill the 3 costs as well, which comes in handy against this Una deck. Although it's a little bit less effective than it is against the Vikings version of the Una deck, which carries many more 2 costs, such as the Galuf, the Vanille, the 2-cost Viking, the Yuna, Porum. So yeah, still an important card, especially now that he's not able to use the Witch. So that Rosa coming down is going to let us play the Cecil. Yeah, the Earth Cecil for any card. It allows us to pay the ability with any color. All right, we're going to use the effect. We're going to pitch it. We're going to search. We're going to stack it to where the damage comes after the search. Or after the stack. So let's see what else, if there's anything else stacked. Last game we had I think it was a six card stack where the damage eventually got resolved after everything on the board had already disappeared. Although this time we're not going to see that, and we're going to play the Hooded Man for free based on the Cecil effect. We're going to bring back the Earth Cecil from the break zone. There comes the damage after the draw. So we just drew the Yuna. We drew the Yuna off of that effect. So we take the Miwa damage, but we draw the Yuna. Yeah, let me double check on that. I mean, the judge is there, but I will double check. Yeah, so we're taking 2 damage now. All right, so we're gonna pay 4 here. Looking in the limit break for the 6. Sorry, 4 into the break zone, 2 with the backups to look for the Noctis, which I can only assume is going to bring back the Yuna. We'll then discard from hand to pay the Yuna. There we go. Okay, reactivate and pass turn. So freezing the backup there, the lightning backup, which is going to prevent. Yeah, okay, so we're going to pay the 5 here. We're going to force him to pay 2, so we pay with the Lena 1, and then we discard from the hand, overpaying a little bit. We're going to bring down the Moth Slasher and the Malboy. So the forwards won't lose the 3k here, but we'll be able to get rid of the Cecil ability. So I'm not surprised that we haven't seen the Witch. At this point, it's only going to draw a card. It's not going to be useful for anything else with the Kilmeny on the board. Does feel like a much different game than game 1, which is exciting. So you'll be able to go to a game 3, both players having seen how the other manages the deck. Yeah, I think it's always easier to say what we could have done in hindsight, but with the perhaps with the tension of playing against a high level opponent, there's some things slipping through the cracks. Especially with I guess a newish deck, right? It's not a deck that's seen years of play. So yeah, we're gonna see the, I think at the glares there. I believe it's a Palom. We are gonna dull and freeze the backups. We're gonna reactivate and pass turn. So Yehosera is top decking at the moment. That is an Ixion, I think. I think that is an Ixion. Although I don't know if he'll be able to play it. I don't know if he drew 2 lightnings, because his current lightning backup is frozen. Okay, so we are going to respond and duel the forwards. Yehosera just giving this turn, and I think I can see his eyes sort of glancing around the table, checking all the forwards that Kilmeny has, registering the abilities that are active, that can be activated, that will activate, and pass his turn here. I think before pass turn, we're going to freeze the lightning backup. I think, yeah, and in response, we're going to play the Astrologian. We're going to reveal 3, keep 1 to the top and 1 to the bottom of the deck. always interesting the draw technique that every player has. Some players like to just scoop both. Some players like to tap one on the mat first, take a look at it, put it in the hand, think, then draw the second one. You know, everyone's got their own way of analyzing the game. So we're gonna pay 4 here to search. What are we gonna search here? I suppose it's going to be the okay. So it's gonna be the Warrior of Light. The 4-color Warrior of Light. But yeah, so how are we going to play that Warrior of Light? Are we just going to use it to pay? Okay, yeah, let's use it to pay because we're not gonna see it because it would usually come down with the Cecil. So he just wants to get that out of the deck, so it's not a. Just use it to pay basically because it can pay for anything. So we do see the Sailor. This wins Sailor. I believe is one that reactivates, if I'm not mistaken. Dual 3 active category for forwards. When you do so, choose one character costs 4 more, break it, and at the beginning of the attack phase, activate all the category 4 forwards that you control. Yeah. So yeah, we're just gonna see tons of reactivation coming in now from both Hooded Man and Theodore. We're gonna lock up all the backups here. Likely going to lock up the forwards as well. Yeah. Reactivate. Pass turn. Yeah. So I think Kilmeny here is just securing the win here, getting everything locked up, unable to be used. Yeah, just going to dull both the forwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 6 forwards on the field. We still need 1 more for lethal. We're going to dull the Chadley again, just continuing to keep that lightning CP locked up, and the Lena for no potential revive ability. So yeah, selecting the backups based on their immediate threat, preventing things like Ixion from coming down, preventing any revival coming out of the break zone. We're going to play the Leo here. We're going to draw. That gives us our 7th forward. Potentially locking up again 1 more turn to secure it, I would imagine. Yeah, so we're gonna freeze the backups again. We're gonna reactivate. We're gonna freeze the forwards, I suppose. Yeah, we're gonna freeze the Moth Slasher. We're gonna freeze the Realm. Reactivate again. Pass turn. Palom gains another counter. The only thing activating here is the Leo. I think we've drawn a Realm, but Realm's on board. Yeah, I don't see much. Looking at the deck list, I mean, there's a Gao, which I think we actually discarded at the beginning. So yeah, that's out. And I think the only thing that really keeps JFB in this one is are some Odin experts, but I think this one's wrapped up. If I'm honest. Of course, these players will push it to the limit. They will try to see if they can find any window. We're gonna pass turn here. Before passing turn, we're probably gonna dull the Leo, freeze it, and then go for 7 damage here. Oh, no, sorry, freeze the backups again. freezing Chadley, of course. I think Kilmeny is just doing the math in his head of what should be frozen, what is going to activate, what is a threat. This is the part of a Yuna matchup where you don't really play the game anymore. You just wait for your opponent to finish you off, which is, I think, one of the negative aspects of this deck, right? Is like you kind of know you've lost maybe at turn 3, turn 4, or even turn 2, but you don't actually lose until turn 10 or 11 or 12. So you're just kind of there drawing cards, thinking about maybe doing something and realizing you can't in passing turn. It's kind of anti-play deck. It's not very fun when you're on the receiving end, I have to say. But it is what it is. It's one of the current meta decks that we have. I know a lot of people have been talking about seeing a potential ban on the Yuna. Don't know if Yuna is the problem. I think it's the combination of all of this deck as a whole that makes it really hard to deal with. And now, especially with the Aerith, that's seen as the evolution of the deck with adding the Aerith in, really adds an extra layer of control, of preventing your opponent from using any abilities and activating anything. And against these monster decks, the Kalmia also basically doing the same thing. So we're going to search with the Tyro X-Burst off of that Luna Freya. That's going to bring us up to 8 forwards, I believe, that we have now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, there's a glare on those last couple forwards, but I believe it's the Palom, the Luna Freya, and the Noctis. So we're going to take the Miwa for another set of reactivation. So likely, yeah, lock everything up, reactivate, have 9 forwards for the final round, for the final attack, in case there's any Odins that appear, is my guess. I think honestly at this point, Yehosera might have to discard 4 hand. Just the fact that he can't really play anything. Yeah, I'm with you, Albie. We're really just waiting at this point for Kilmeny to win. And I'm just rambling. Let me take a look at what's going on around on the other top 8 matches. So I can see that there's the other Yuna deck is currently playing against that Braska Siren deck. That's been a bit of a surprise at this tournament. The Siren Braska deck has been winning. People have been trying to deck it out, but it hasn't got to that point. It's come very close, but always seems to pull it out right before we get to the final 2 cards of the deck. There's that Warrior of Light matchup, the Mirror, against 2 players from the same city, from Madrid, from the capital. They traveled here together, and then they're playing each other in the top 8. Actually playing basically the same deck, I believe. Okay, so we will see the Witch. It's going to draw, but I don't think it's... We draw the Odin here, but I think even no matter what JFB does, I think Kilmeny is just too far set up at this point, with the Witch being unable to use any of its abilities and the Gao being gone. I'm going to just keep drawing. We're going to blink the Witch. Just because. So I think Kilmeny learning from his mistake last round. On the other matches, yeah, we have the Mono Earth versus the Warriors. So TCG Poppy, who has been playing Warriors all tournament, won against 3 Yuna decks, 3 different players, 3 different best of 3s, and has won each time. He has not played against Kilmeny yet. He played against 3 other Yuna players. We had 6 of them at the tournament here in Barcelona. So it'll be interesting if he does win, if he gets paired against one of these Yuna decks that's still in. He'll be going in fairly confident there. Okay, so We're dueling the... Is this a party or... Sorry, I looked away. Are we partying here or are we dueling? Okay, so they're just discussing like when Yehosera finishes his turn that Kilmeny is responding to the end of turn, to the pass, that he's going to do everything. You can really see on Yehosera's face that it's not an enjoyable matchup. He's, you know, doing his best. I mean, he's not playing. He's playing with what he can play. Just kind of watching Kilmeny play. So we're gonna see this Rosa come in for 1 cost. So that's now 9 on the board, and now we're going to attack. So let's see what we have in the X burst. Yeah, so we're just gonna. I think this is gonna be it right here. We're gonna go to 7 damage likely, even if there's an Odin. Okay, so we're gonna activate the X burst. We're gonna reveal 3, keep 1. Don't know what he kept there, but I know the Monster Slasher went to the bottom. This should be the end here. We'll go to game 3, barring any Odin shenanigans. All right, there's a blue worm. There is a Leviathan with no X burst. That's the cancel Leviathan there. Damage 5. Water Search. Damage 6. Oh, thinking about responding to the Leo. We're gonna Odin. If we Odin, we're gonna pay 4, discards, remove 6 from the break, 6 lightning from the break zone. Ah, so he lets the damage pass instead, which is the Odin X burst. I think Yehosera is just looking for a way to buy himself another turn, because if he... I mean, yeah, the Miwa's in hand. I think even if he does somehow survive 1 more turn and activates everything, I don't... Okay, so we're gonna kill the Yuna. It's gonna leave. So yeah, Kilmeny has to win here. The Yuna is gone. I think that might be the 3rd Yuna. Okay, so we're gonna blank the witch. In response to that, I wonder why we didn't play the Miwa here to duel everything, freeze everything first. Unless he's got an... That would have given us... Yeah, he's got another Yuna in hand. So we're going to go to main phase 2 here. We're going to play the Yuna. We're going to get our activations, I believe. Oh, unless those activations happen in the attack phase, which... No, they happen at end of turn, I think, with Hooded Man. I think it's Seador that happens in the attack phase, right? Yeah, Seador's in the attack phase. Hooded Man's at the end. So there's the activations of the Cat 4. Get the counter, we pass turn here. So having that other Yuna in hand was a very good security net, but we do finally see Yehosera with all of his resources activated in a very huge hand. So I believe we might see this might this might change things. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 4. No, we have 8 forwards that can be that can be dulled for Yuna, which we're going to do one now. He pays. I think we're gonna use all of these, force out the pays, and then Miwa, imagine. I don't know. So we do see the Miwa, which is gonna boost. Zell, there's a Kamiya on the field, so which doesn't really do too much at the moment. We're trying to see a way to find out a way around the Malboro. We're trying to blank the Cecil right now, so that Yehosera can just play without being taxed. So we're gonna freeze those. No, sorry, he's paying the tax with the backups. Now the payments have to come from the hand, but Yehosera has a huge hand to be able to make these pays. So we're gonna get rid of the lightning. That lightning can come back, I believe, in one way or another with the ability to be played from the break zone to block. This is very interesting here with two great minds pushing each other to their limits. Who is going to come out on top of this play here? So we're going to duel the Witch and the Realm. And I think surely we're going to duel the others as well. Yeah, so we're going to duel the Slasher and Leo. This gives us one more activation. This is before the Marlboro effect. This is all in response to the Marlboro effect, if I'm not mistaken. So we forced out a pay of all the backups, and we forced a discard, and we're able to duel both forwards, all four forwards. So while Yehosera does have a huge hand, he may have to overpay for any odd number cards that he's thinking of playing. So that would be like an Odin, for example. After discarding 6 from the break zone, he'd still have to pay 4 for the 3-cost summon. And then discard, well, no, the Cecil's blank now, so don't have to worry about that. So we are gonna discard here 6, and we're gonna tie this. Okay, so yeah, Titus is gonna come in. We're gonna pay the extra 3 water, I believe, with the 4. So it's gonna be a double discard from the hand, which I think exhausts almost it. Oh no, he'll still stay with 2. So that is a Lightning and a Leviathan, 6 Leviathan. We're going to use a Titus, and we're going to send the Kalmia to the bottom. So this does change things. This allows the Witch to... There's 2 monsters we can pitch. So the Cecil, the Cecil goes to the bottom, and the Kalmia went to the top, I believe. So yeah, this does give... And we draw off the Titus. This gives a window here of opportunity. There's at least one more Moth Slasher in the deck, I believe. One is in the break zone. So if we do pitch it, there won't be you won't be able to do a double pitch, basically. We're going to discard the Melusine for the the Dark Knight here, which I believe breaks a cost 2. It's going to be the Yuna. Okay, so things have switched, things have changed here. The momentum has, yeah, now we ditch the Moth Slasher. We're going to take the Porum. We're going to search. Oh, there it is at the bottom of the deck. That is the last one. I hope Yehosera knows that there is not another one. There is another one. Okay, I thought it was in the break zone. Maybe that was last game. I thought that was the. I thought that was the third one. So in the end, we do get the witch off in this game, and that does hurt. So we're pitching all the monsters with witch. Now that we finally have the opportunity with the Kamiya off the board, there is a unit in hand. Okay, so it's not out of reach. Limit break for Kilmeny is exhausted. Limit break for Yehosera, I believe there might be a Leo play sitting there. Yeah, it's got to be a Leo. Everything else is too expensive. So we're gonna play the Lightning, Dull, draw, and I don't know. I guess I don't know if we attack here. Potentially an Expert's coming out. No, we're gonna pass. We're gonna pass. Okay, so let's see what Kilmeny can do in response to that pretty lengthy play. He started the turn with 8 cards in his hands. We have the Cecil and we also have the Yuna in hand. Okay, so we're gonna scoop. So yeah, the Yuna comes down and Yehosera's gonna scoop here. So we go to game 3, guys. That was a little bit tense at the end. It was a little bit slow, a little bit boring, or while we waited for Yuna to set up. But that was an exciting response by Yehosera. It didn't turn into anything at the end. But it does take us to game 3. So both of these players who have plenty of experience at the world level facing off here into a game 3. Time left. So yeah, the judges are monitoring the time. I believe it's 110 minutes. Sorry, an hour and 10 minutes for the best of 3, if I'm not mistaken. I think Romain will respond to you right now with the time. Yeah, so 10 minutes left for game 3. So we'll have to think about the damages from game 1. Damages in game 1 was 7. I think in a tiebreaker situation, I think Yehosera doesn't benefit. So likely you're gonna need to play very aggressive here. Yeah, so we're gonna see the realm immediately. It's gonna search for sure a Marlboro and the Moss Slasher. Yeah. So we're gonna go full aggressive here as quick as possible to try to get damage on the board because Yuna takes a while to set up to do those damages. Yeah, the other games are still in motion. No one has won. No one has finished yet. I am a little bit concerned about. We have the Siren Braska versus Yuna-4, and I don't know that those are slow buildups. Those games might be going on quite long. The Wall Mirror is still also going on, and so is the Mono Earth Warriors, Water Fire Warriors is still going on. So we're into the game 3 in every match that we have. Nobody has 2-0'd. In our feature match, we're seeing the Rosa come down. We're seeing quite aggressive play from Yehosera. We're going to immediately start doing damage. We're going to attack with the Moth Slasher. We're not even going to let Kilmeny finish shuffling his deck before we get the pain. We're going to search out the Yuna here. Yeah, we're going to search the Yuna. We're going to get the draw off the Lena. We have the Witch in hand already. Attack with the Realm. Everything's happening really quickly. So yeah, cutting the deck, drawing it, doing the damage. We got the Earth Cecil. Immediately going for the break zone. You can tell that these guys know exactly the lines that they want to play. They're completing them before we get a chance to shuffle the decks. So Tomberry comes in, draw 2. That was a keep 1. 1 goes to the bottom. I think that was a it's Melusine or Melusine. We're gonna see the Rosa. I suppose we're gonna see this Earth Cecil very quickly come down by paying with the Yustola. We're going to pay the Earth Cecil to play the Earth Cecil. So that is all 3 Earth Cecils. 1 in the damage, 1 in the break zone, and 1 on the field. We're going to immediately use it. I think Kilmeny knows the line here. Playing the Wind Cecil, I suppose we're going to see another forward come down based with the ability. Yeah, so we're gonna see the Sid come down. We're gonna activate and search. We're gonna take the Hooded Man right away. We do have Yuna in hand. I don't know if it'll come down this turn, a bit too early. Get the draw on the damage that we had from the Earth Cecil. No X burst. We're gonna play the Hooded Man with the Palom, and I suppose now we're gonna bring back the Earth Cecil. I suppose now we're gonna see the Yuna by paying the Earth. No, looks like we're paying 4. Okay, pay the Miwa for the Yuna, and now we're gonna pay 4 for something else. For the Yustola. Okay, so we overpay for the Yustola. That Yustola allows us to discard on a summon or auto ability. We're going to immediately start dueling things. We're going to have to pick quick. We're going to freeze the Lena. We're going to freeze the Moth Slasher. Although I don't know if that was a good idea, because if we play the Witch, we can just pitch it. I think maybe we should have frozen the Realm there. But perhaps everyone's playing hasty. We just want to get things done as quick as possible. Yeah, very good response from Kilmeny. Didn't mess around with the time, so we're playing a little bit under pressure here. Witch in hand, Leviathan in hand, and boards are set. But we need to get some damage on the board from Kilmeny as soon as possible. So I think, okay, Inigo did win against TCG Poppy, again 2-1. So that is amazing for Inigo. Inigo is Code Strife. Again, the guy who is allowing us to use his Twitch channel. I'm Nendi, just commentating here on his Twitch. So it's amazing that we'll see him in the top 4. Likely give him a feature stream. It'll be an interesting matchup. He might get matched up against his brother. His brother's also here playing Cat 4 Yuna against the Nebraska Siren. But they will only meet in the finals if so. Yeah, so based on everything, that means he is qualified for the Euro, as Romain pointed out. But yeah, let's focus back on this game because I think it's going to get tense. It's going to get quick. Everything's going to be happening fast. We've got 6 forwards on the board for the Yuna. We need to get damage on the board. So I believe 5 can attack, but we're not going to do it yet. we're gonna freeze the Lena again. Playing cautious, but cautiously quick. Reactivate and freeze. Nope. Okay. Okay, so we're just gonna duel the 2 forwards that come down. I do worry though, if that witch comes in with some monsters, that this could. We do have one backup ready, so we're gonna target the Yestola just to make it discard, I think. Okay, so we're gonna dole it. Okay, we're gonna use the Yestola to dole first to make him pay, to use the power of Mussolini. Don't know if he denied to pay or if he's thinking about paying still. He could graph. He could graph whatever he takes, but I don't think he would graph the Yestola. Okay, so we will see the witch. We will see the draw. So he does not pay for the Melusine, if I'm not mistaken. So we have the Marlboro combination ready. We have the Moth Slasher engine running with 2 of them in the deck. Still trying to be mindful of the time that's left. But before turn passes, we are going to duel. We're going to duel the forwards that we can duel. I don't think Melusine was turned into a forward. We're just going to read the ability just to confirm. But yeah, if targeted, you have to discard. So this is it's funny because the unit will have to pay the tax if you choose it. So that kind of gives him an out to be able to attack. It's 2 in hand. I think yeah, that's what he's thinking. Although there's nothing left to spin. All right, pass his turn. All right, so let's see what Kilmeny can do with 6 forwards on the field. There is nothing with haste, but this to give us the 7 damage that we need. Likely gonna take this one to turns. Now they're starting turns. Yeah, so Yehosera will have the final turn. So Kilmeny does not need to win this turn, but he does need to win next turn. So we're going to Luma Freya. That's going to give us an X burst. Hopefully it gives us an X burst. I think we're looking for... this is the Miwa, maybe. Or the Aerith. Or the Search. There's 2 searches here. There's the Thornton and... yeah, so we're going to take the Thornton instead of the Tyro, or we're going to take the Tyro instead of the Thornton. We're going to think about it. I think we're thinking colors here. There is Yuna in hand. We're going to take the Miwa. Okay, so we're not searching. Although, we could have taken the Tyro and then searched the Miwa. So I don't know why we didn't do that. Unless he took both to the hand. I didn't catch that. No. Yeah, I don't know why we didn't. Well, see how this resolves, but I think that might have been a misplay there. Ah, because of Lena. Okay, yeah. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We don't want to give him a draw. That's right. Okay, so we're gonna freeze. This gives us 7 forward, so this does mean next turn, if nothing happens, Kilmeny will be able to win, barring any Odin experts or anything like that. Although the Miwa, yeah, he's got the Miwa. Miwa's likely going to come down in Yehosera's turn regardless. There's an Odin in hand. There's two blue worms, I think. But here, I suppose we... This is interesting. That's a Leviathan 6 that we cannot play. So we discard this and the Odin for... What's he thinking here? He's counting the CPs that he needs to play. Okay, so we're gonna ditch the... We're gonna play the Moth Slashers here. Target the Yuna with Witch Effect. In response, oh no, sorry, we're paying the Cecil tax. We're dueling to force out a double pay because it would be card from hand. If I'm not. Okay, we're gonna duel the Witch and the Realm. We're gonna duel the Tomberry. Yuna's gonna die. I believe that Squallow has won against his fellow Madrid friend player. Looks like Cat 4 and Cat 4 Yuna versus the Braska Siren are still going, and they're also in turns. So we will see Wall and Mono Earth have made it to the top 4. And we're still waiting to see if the Yuna decks can make it. Both of them are still playing in turns. We are still in turn 1 here. Yeah, I believe that was the last moth. Yeah. Okay, so we are gonna throw the Malboro and then attack. We're gonna discard the Yustola. We're gonna attack with the Melusine. We're gonna block with the Luna Freya. So that's gonna get rid of both of them. Leaves us with 4 forwards. Reaching for the limit break. Paying. We're gonna play the Nyx for free. Now he does have the Kamiya, but it was sent to the deck. Oh, no, sorry, that was last match. Yeah, he does have the Kamiya still in the deck somewhere, which he played last turn. But Yehosera was able to use Titus from the limit break to send Kamiya back to the deck to kind of do like a last ditch effort. It was actually a really good play. If you go back in the VOD later and check it out, it wasn't enough to win the game, but it was a very good response to the board state. It allowed him to use the Witch to do some damage, but unfortunately, Kilmeny had another unit in hand. I think that Nyx was unfortunate. By blocking the Melusine, we allowed him. What's that? That is. So that's Yuna and a. Is that 2 cost? that the Emperor? Or is that... I can't see with the glare. Yeah, so we top deck the Yuna. We're going for damage now. We're just going to attack here. No X-Burst coming. We do get... Oh, we get the Odin. Oh, we're thinking about what we want to kill. Counting cards in hand. So that Odin X-Burst changes everything. So in the end, we're going to select a Hooded Man. Yeah, here comes the Miwa. Reactivate everything. Yeah, that Miwa's been in the hand for quite a long time. So there's a very good chance that he might have forgot. So we're gonna discard the Witch to play the Blue Worm. Now we're gonna pay 3. So we're gonna pay 1 to play the Akpalu. This is giving us Witch targets here. With these Witch targets, we will be able to do some damage here to the Yuna board. Currently sitting at 3 damage to 4. This is the last turn for Josh. Yeah, Josh needs to win here. So we're dulling. It's gonna leave him without any forwards to attack with here. So we do have Yuna 4 in the final. And I think that's game. I think Yuna has won here. GG Jordi. We do have 2 Yuna-Cat 4s in the finals, both from Barcelona. So that was an exciting match. That was tense. That was interesting. Yeah, we did reach the final turn of time. So yeah, both Yunas in the finals against Mono Earth and Warrior of Lights. Will be an interesting matchup. We'll see what we get in the on the stream. And yeah, well, that was tense between two high caliber players. But the Yuna deck is proving to be something that has been difficult to respond to.